Okay, so Bulwark. I've never done like a full weapon review before, so I'll give this a shot kind of in real time. Bulwark, in my opinion, is the best thing you can get from Dragon's Tower. The really nice thing about Bulwark, I know from personal experience on my basic account, is that having it unforged still makes it really strong. So it's kind of weapon like you can just grab, particularly like early in the game if you don't have any other special weapons, and invest in it, and it'll really pay off long term and immediately, which is nice. So with weapons, the first thing you want to look at is what type of damage it is. So you can see up top here, it's physical damage, which is important to know if like in hard mode arena or in any time there's a curse that impacts physical projectiles, you want to be aware of what type of weapon damage it does. So physical here, it evolves off of Damage Tome is important to look out here. Damage Tome is super core to basically every build in the game, and so you won't have any issue evolving it as you go into the game. And then it's a matter of looking at forge options here. Typically early in the game, area of effect can be more valuable than straight damage because you don't have a lot of damage to multiply against. And it also depends on the game mode. So game modes where you have to hit a lot of horde once, you want more area of effect, and game modes where you have to hit fewer horde but more often, like in Dragon's Tower like we were just doing, then damage is typically better. That's the way you mentally think about it. These are probably about the same. Level 2 you get pushback or cooldown. Okay, interesting. So this has pushback built into it. I didn't realize that. Okay, so sending them reeling. So it says a towering shield of obsidian dragonhide that bashes enemies, sending them reeling. Saying that reeling apparently means that it pushes it back. So pushback is probably more valuable in any game mode where you need to survive longer. Cooldown's good early in the game. It's really bad late in the game. This thing doesn't have its own internal cooldown from what I can tell. So I imagine that heavy impact here is the way to go most of the time. Earlier in the game, you want to go Draconic Surge until you have cooldown cap. 1.05 times the damage is one of the top 5-10 globals in the game, so it's a really nice global there. 4-star. At the base level, damaged enemies have a 100% chance to be burning. Okay, that's great. So this would be a source of burning. So really good in boss brawl when you want to apply burning, and in other game modes, and it applies to the base. So we have to verify that that's true, that the base weapon before evolution applies burning, but that's really big. And then it gets really fun up here at 5-star Forge. Full guard gives the Bulwark, charged Bulwark hits generate 5% shield, up to a total of 100% shield. So every 5 seconds, you get 5% of your shield. So times 20 is 100 seconds. So it takes about 2 minutes to fully charge, but that's where you'll gain a ton of value in something like Dragon's Tower. Or probably to a lesser extent in Nightmare mode. I think that's more of a Dragon's Tower play, honestly. Versus Ember Resonance, instead of choosing a random shield, charge all Bulwarks at the same time, increasing cooldown by 8 seconds. Instead of choosing a random shield, charge all... Okay, so this is from Awakened Bulwark, randomly charges 1 shield, now it charges all 3. So that'll be a nice boost in DPS generally, but also in boss brawl. So pretty cool here. So what you want to see in Forges generally is an option that makes sense based on the game mode. So you have choices here. You can go full guard if you want to play defensive, and Ember Resonance if you want to play offensive. Honestly, the same thing here. These are both defensive and offensive. And then down here is kind of just like pick and choose. I think probably early in the game area effect, later in the game damage. I think what I want to do now is just go into try mode real quick, and I need to make sure that the burning happens. All right, now is this going to apply burning? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, that's a very, very unreliable source of burning in a game mode like this, right, where I'm trying to like get things to apply burning to a lot of different horde. It is applying it, but it's got such a narrow arc that it's not reliably doing it to like the whole screen. And these also attack so slowly that it's not doing much work here. But look at Grave Scraper. Like this ultimate is so much fun. Having these guys just like do their thing, do their little like spitting dance. We learned last time that the spitting is the way to go. You want the spitting plants because otherwise they don't hit enough stuff. But once they start rolling, they'll spit their way to victory. I should be able to evolve Bulwark here in a second. And then we should be able to see the shield go. Right, so you don't get the shield generation until you evolve it. But for something like Dragon's Tower, waiting for it to evolve, as we just saw, can be like actually hard. So that's why Scrap Hammer is still better in those scenarios, is because you don't like want to wait for it to evolve. But let's take a real quick look at how this shield generates. Oh, he's got a shield. He's blue, right? You can see that blue outline around him. So the shield works. That is a slow building shield. It's every 5 seconds, you get 5%. So 5 times 20 is 100 seconds. We did this before. It's 140 seconds to build it all the way up. So it's like nice, right? That's 1% healing every second, essentially, is how I would think about it. 1% a second, which is basically like Warlord's Wide Swing. If you think of it that way, it's actually pretty solid, right? It's 1% healing every second that sticks in the form of a shield. So I mean, it's nice. This is like not a mind-blowing. This is not like Werebeast level shielding where like it's super noticeable and like generates, or even Astral Mage. So I mean, that shield is building, but like, right, think of it more as just like background healing, more so than like a shield is going to save your life. All right, so we confirmed that the flame does apply burning pre-evo, post-evo, builds your shield, but very slowly. And then I would like to see like the impact of damage on this. And this is going to be really big for boss brawl, assuming you can get it to land at the right time. Check this out real quick. All right, so in theory, all 3 of these things are going to shoot at once every 8 seconds. Is that how I'm reading this right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so they all get empowered, right? Because I just turned blue here. So now they're all empowered for a certain amount of time. Let's see how long. Started around like 15 seconds. So for 8 seconds, they get empowered, and then they're off for 2 seconds. And then they come back online. Okay, 57 seconds right now, it's off. 54, it's on. So it's like 54, it's on. It's gonna be like 46, it's off. Okay, so for 8 seconds, they get empowered. And then it has a 4-second cooldown, and then they get empowered again. And in theory, when they're all red like this, they're doing extra damage. So what you want to be able to do, ideally, is to get those empowered bulwarks like on the boss, wherever your primary target is, like when they're doing this. And you should have enough time during Revive Rage and Boss Brawl so that this should be hitting. Okay. So that makes sense. And then apparently it's going to be doing a much more damage when all 3 of them are awakened instead of just 1. I consider this to be mostly like a boss brawl weapon. And I guess that's why I'm so hyped about it. It's like a big high damage boss brawl weapon. And in regular and hard mode, when these things shoot much faster, they'll take out a pretty substantial amount of the screen too. Does it stack with Shield Warden? Let's try. Good question. Thanks, Paula. Let me give that a shot. See how this does. Right, so he starts at 50% shield. Now I gotta not get hit. I'm pretty sure this shield is building on top of the current shield. Like it started halfway. So I think the additional Awakened Bulwark, yeah, is starting from Shield Warden's shield point. 100% is. So like you get a free 50% from Shield Warden or whatever it is, and then Awakened Bulwark builds on top of it. That was a really good question. Cool interaction. Then the question is, like, with Werebeast, I wonder if the shield would go away. Maybe that's a bug they just fixed. All right, so let's see if I can start building up this shield, and then if it stays after it goes away. I think it did. I think I still see it there, right? Yeah, I'm still blue. I wonder, though, right, which shield takes priority? So, like, we can try and track it here. You can see that, like, it has, you know, a quarter of my health right now. I'm wondering, like, when I take damage there, my thought is when I take damage, does it eat it out of my Werebeast shield, or does it eat it out of my Bulwark shield? So next time okay, it looks like it stays constant post Werebeast shield, but now Werebeast shield I think doesn't stack on it. This is a weird interaction. So Werebeast, yeah, okay. So Werebeast's skill has his shield come up, but it's not stacking. So like his shield comes up right now, and if I take damage, it's eating his shield and the Bulwark shield. Okay, so Bulwark does not interact well with Werebeast. It doesn't synergize like the way it was with Shield Warden. Like they are two separate mechanisms, but the Werebeast shield isn't pushing out the Bulwark shield, it's like overriding it, and then if you drop below where your Bulwark shield was, you lose the shield. So this is definitely not synergizing. That's cool. The other option would be like Astral Mage. Astral Mage, I imagine, would be more like Shield Warden where they synergize better. But that's a cool learning. That was a good question. So Bulwark overall, what we learned today, what's in summary? In summary, Bulwark is good early when you grab it. So as soon as you get it, you can put it in your lineup. As you forge it up, the shield is nice, but not fantastic. So keep that in mind. And it requires you evolving it. So I would still put something like Scrap Hammer as higher priority in Dragon's Tower. That shield was generating, but it was slow. It has a good interaction with Shield Warden. It has an anti-synergy with Werebeast, but it is really, really strong in boss brawl. And the benefit here is that it adds burning, so you wouldn't have to find burning elsewhere in your kit, and that burning does work on the base. So that is confirmed, although it's not super reliable because each one shoots one at a time, and stuff ends up dying when it gets hit to begin with. That burning is not like a great source of burning, but it is there for something like boss brawl. So really good 3-star forge, and overall just a very strong weapon. So this would be my first take in comparing this to Minotaur. Is 100% my first take in Dragon's Tower. All right, guys, please like and subscribe if you like the content. You can sign up for Patreon and become an executive producer. The executive producers of this video are, where do I start? Cake Invictus, Riverwind, TheWuba, Krabs, Charlos, Jason, Lady Ikaika, Paradox, Clinton, Cemar, Bunni, Sumamormy, he's new, sorry if I said your name wrong, Arc, TallaNasty, pretty sure that's it. So I appreciate all you guys a lot. All right, so I'm Coles, high-level HVH player, and remember, always do your adventures. There's St. Louis style pizza, which is an abomination. It's cracker pizza with like gross cheese and like fake tomato. Oh, so it's got Pavel cheese, which I'm telling you is the worst thing ever made. Like, I can't emphasize enough that this tastes like vomit.